Hey FlossTube, it's Donna Ray. I am back again here at Flannel Jammies Farm. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you've decided to visit here. For those of you that are returning, thank you so much. I'm glad to see you back again today. I wanted to thank all of you for the kind and thoughtful comments. The last video I talked a little bit about my friend Kathy, who was quite ill. Many of you know that Kathy has since passed away. It's a very sad thing for all of us. Kathy was a true light in this world. Someone who, as one of her daughters said, would fill all of the empty spaces, yet never take over where someone else was. She was full of grace and full of kindness and thought of others every moment of every day. And so her passing has been a real reminder to me that we need to be sharing love and sharing joy with those around us every single day. So take that little reminder today from me to you. I wanted to give some charming mentions today, some new FlossTubers that I've been watching that I hope that you'll give a little look to. The first one is, of course, Carol at Saltbox Stitcher. Everybody's talking about Carol. She's a long time stitcher. She says 40 to 50 years, and she has the stitching mojo to prove it. As she was showing her works and sharing about herself on her first FlossTube video, I was mesmerized by the samplers and the stitching filling the wall behind her. You must go and check out Saltbox Stitcher. You won't be sorry that you did. The next one from Australia is Mel at Patchy Pony Stitcher. She's adorable. She and her family have a hobby farm and beehives, which you know are near and dear to my heart. She's come back to stitching after a long time deep into scrapbooking. I've been there, I get it. And she has some really sweet whips that she shares, one of which is a queen bee piece. So go and take a look at Patchy Pony Stitcher. The next one is Tamara at This Nana Stitches. Now Tamara recently met up with Jan Hicks Creates, hey Jan, and Stitcherista, and I'm sure they had a grand old time. She is just a sweet, sweet lady. She has such adorable finishes, and she's currently working on Lottie Da's Spot the Cat. She's doing it on a tea and coffee dyed pink fabric. It's really pretty. Oh my goodness. She's also working on Coffee Quaker, which we all know and love. And the last one I want to mention is Lori Brecklin of Not Forgotten Farm. Now we all know Lori from her great cross stitch and rug hooking and punch needle primitive designs. Glorious pieces. I'll be showing a couple today. And Lori is, in her words, going down the floss tube. So Lori's going to be producing FlossTube videos for us. You can subscribe to her at Not Forgotten Farm, so head on over. All right, let's talk about some FlossTube to-doings. First and foremost, many of you have heard, I'm sure, a FlossTube cookbook is coming. Yes, it's true. So Hanan from Stitching Misfits was doing a live Instagram video with Crafty Angie, and Michelle at 80K Stitcher kind of chimed in and said, wouldn't it be great if we had a FlossTube cookbook kind of thing? And so we're going to. The three of them are putting it together, and it's open to not only those of us who make videos, but also to the rest of the FlossTube community, those of you who watch videos. It's open to you too. So here's what we need. We need your recipes. Yes, your recipes. What you're going to do is choose a recipe, or 2 or 3, whatever you like. You're going to write a short bio about yourself, kind of who you are, and introduce yourself to folks who would then be reading the cookbook. And include your Instagram name and your FlossTube channel name if you have a FlossTube channel. Remember, it's open to viewers too. You're going to add some information about why you chose that recipe. For instance, my mother-in-law taught me how to make this, or this is the cookie that I make every single Christmas and it's my family's favorites. And what that recipe means to you. And then, lastly, include a picture of yourself. Or, if you're a little camera shy, your favorite cross stitch. Or, maybe a picture of the recipe itself. You're going to email all of those goodies to stitchinmisfits@gmail.com. And I'll have that linked below, okay? So all the information will be there. And I'm really looking forward to this. When the cookbook is complete, the proceeds from the sales of the cookbooks are going to go to charity. The 3 that have been talked about are autism, Alzheimer's awareness, and breast cancer. So stay tuned for more, either through Stitchin' Misfits videos. I know Michelle Bendy Stitchy put out something about it. Caroline at Off the Grid talked about it in one of her recent videos. So just check out the link below, send in your recipes, your picture, your bio, and any fond memories about your recipes, and we'll get this cookbook going. All right, the very first Virginia Stitchers meetup happened on Friday. Kay at Two Dragons Mom organized this meetup at our local, in the city of Norfolk, the Slover Library in downtown Norfolk. Stunning building, by the way. Most beautiful, totally renovated library. We were on the 6th floor in a meeting room. So Kay organized all of this. We had 11 stitchers come, including Southern Stitcher, Glenn, myself, and Amy of Amy Loves Toads. Yes, that's right. I got to meet her in person. I got to hug her. I got to giggle with her. And I actually got to take a selfie with her. So I'm really, really excited that we had this great time of stitching and laughing and sharing and getting to know one another a little bit better. So the next one is going to be July 20th. We'd love to have you join us if you're in Virginia or if you're traveling through. And right now, I'm going to show you a little bit of footage and a couple of photos of that meetup. Here we go.
8 skeins of that. Yeah. I hope you, I think you still. Do you want us to get you in there?
Southern Stitcher at her finest.
Running from the camera.
Hold on.
Best thing I ever bought.
Yeah. It's amazing how, like, just getting something like that can change.
You know, if you post any of those pictures, we'll have to kill you.
Oh, good. Since this is video,
Posted of you.
since this is video and not pictures, I think I'm safe, right?
Oh, that's even worse.
And she likes to do slideshows on her.
I do.
I'm sorry, my favorite episode yet is ironing.
Is it? I liked the sampler one.
Okay, that was
I like that one also.
fascinating.
That's my favorite.
Mine's the bees.
But
Is it the bees?
Also the bees. Never mind the fact that's the only one I've watched so
Really?
far. But I really liked that. I really liked that one because that's the reason why I watched it, because it had something about bees in the title, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this one. And it was really cool seeing all the bees come out of their little box and do their thing.
That was and seeing them in costume.
Yeah, I liked that a lot.
In costume.
I like costumes. Not to wear them.
Okay, so everybody tell me your favorite floss tuber.
Well, that's just not what I'm saying.
No. No, not me.
She who holds the camera.
this week it's Soulbox Stitcher.
That's a good point. That it just
Soulbox
changed
Stitcher,
from
yeah.
She's
She's really good.
I love country stitcher. It is
They're
true.
good too.
There's like
Country
a
stitches.
handful, and I think this was a question on, Laurie Breckland did ask it about how, who's your favorite floss tubers? And it's like, some I go to for comfort, some I go to for laughs, some I go to for,
I helped a lady.
some I, you know,
She was missing.
some I go to see their stuff. Some people, I just love to see their fuse box on the wall.
Yes.
Tickles me, I just have to show everyone I know. It's her fuse box, right in under her hood. And she's using it.
I know. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Upper left corner.
Yeah.
Amy loves Toads is my favorite.
Yeah, Amy Loves Toads is my favorite too.
You should show your lantern collection. It's my husband's lantern collection. You can see a couple of lanterns hanging on my head.
Yes.
He has a whole shelf,
Oh,
and then
wow.
another whole shelf on the other side of the kitchen. It's all like railroad lanterns.
But didn't you say also he's the one that did your box?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a metal worker, so yes, he did.
That was what tickles me.
Yes. And
Anybody else have some FlossTube favorites?
And Priscilla and Chelsea.
Yeah, my
Priscilla and Chelsea.
Addicted Sisters.
You've never actually watched one?
What? Who hasn't seen this?
Christina has never actually watched one.
No floss tuber?
I've never watched any.
Okay, well, you've got to go and see the people in the room at the very least.
There's Amos.
Because then you'll see our faces and you'll go, I know them. I sat with them.
I did
Oh,
watch.
she is.
I love when she's
Who did you watch, Joanne?
I
love it.
And I love
Yeah.
that her
Twisted
son
Sister.
wrote
Learn
Vonna.
how to
Okay,
do
here's
something other than
how about
framing.
this?
Yeah, Vonna.
Kitten
Yeah.
Stitcher.
She's got great
Started
tutorials.
the floss
She
tube.
is
Did you watch her
amazing.
Yeah,
miniatures?
she's got great tutorials.
No, but I've seen a few
I don't know if I have the
on
patience
her.
to go through her Instagram.
Maybe it is
All
pictures.
those, she's just.
She
wow.
did. Even my husband
That's the
really
only
loved these,
one,
which I was like,
and
that's
who's
weird.
the-
Okay, so she's doing true miniatures, right? Out of like
I'm so
female.
bad with names.
And
It's the lady
she
and her
did,
daughter.
because
There are a couple. So there's Priscilla and
bunnies
Chelsea.
for
That's it.
Easter.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
And there's Basic Stitches.
And
And now there's Snug Harbor Crafts.
She did
And,
miniature
Just keep stitching with Pam
Just Keep
instead.
Stitching with Pam and Steph. So what's your ideal FlossTube watching time? Is it
30
like
minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, the time. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Anything.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. that doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of the joy of the community is that there's something
The
for
variety
everyone.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because there are
that's
some
true.
people who really love those 2-hour videos. Yes.
Yeah.
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 I think it like depends though, because I watch shorter ones for like, you know, if I'm like on the way to school or something, I'm like commuting or I don't know, something where I have 15 or 30 minutes. But if I'm at home and I'm stitching like for the evening, like I will sit down and put on a 2-hour video because like it's company
you?
for me
Right.
when I'm there.
Right.
But you know,
It's like
but it's a
turning on
time
a
and
movie
place
or-
thing. you
yeah.
know?
That's
Yeah.
true. If you're willing to come and go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I don't have an ideal viewing time, but I like it when somebody's FlossTube has a defined format and when they're know exactly what they're going to do at each point of the movie.
Yes,
So
yes.
like with Priscilla and Chelsea, I really like how the beginning of the video is always questions from their viewers.
Yes.
I like that
And
a
I
lot.
love the questions from the viewers.
So when it's just like, now I know I'm going to show you my haul, now I'm going to show you my new
Yes.
starts, you know,
Yeah,
and you know
that's
what
right,
to
that's
expect.
true.
Because then you have an idea
I
of
feel
like,
like they did that more in the beginning, and now they're kind of like scattered a little more. You
Well,
know what I
Stitch
mean?
Mania, I think, really
Yeah.
threw a lot of lost tubers
Yeah.
kind of like,
Like in the beginning, they were
Out the
really
window.
like they did the same thing in order, and now I don't know. I feel like they jump all over. the place.
I think they'll get back to that. I
Yeah.
think that was being
I think Stitch
overwhelmed
Mania
with
threw a
lost
lot of
tube.
us off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, you know, and there were so many videos put out that were strictly following the Stitch Mania progress.
Yes.
And it's thrown
Yes.
us all kind of off schedule a bit.
You know who else I love on FlossTube?
Who's that?
This is a strange category, but I love people on FlossTube that seem vulnerable and that you watch them because you feel like you are encouraging them.
You have a little tender spot for them.
I do have a
Yeah.
tender spot.
Who has a favorite designer they want to talk about? Yes, ma'am. Joanne.
Lizzie Kate.
Lizzie Kate.
Sad news for you.
I know.
Oh my
But
gosh.
then I found Plum Street Sampler.
Oh, yeah.
Paulette,
Right.
yes.
And Little House
Needleworks.
Yes. Yeah.
And Country Cottage.
I love Bent Creek.
Oh,
One
I
of my
like Bent
favorite.
Creek
And
too.
I started off with Waxing Moon Designs a
Mhm.
lot, and I did a lot of their patriotic ones, and now I'm more into Bent Creek, Little House Needleworks, Shepherd's Bush, and yeah, I like Plum Street.
Plum Street is probably one of my favorites, but I think Prairie Schooler is my favorite because everything is kind of creepy looking, and I like that.
I do love that.
Like even Santa is like kind of creepy looking,
Creepy.
so I can get behind that. It's like a weird like kind of on the edge of looking. You know, sometimes cross stitch gets in the edge of looking too cute, and so for me that's why I like Prairie Schooler because it's in this weird zone of
It's artistic creepy.
like bizarre
Fairy tales are a little
looking.
bizarre looking.
Yeah, and I don't know, I like it.
Then do you like Prairie Moon? I find them creepy.
I don't know that I've really looked at any.
Okay,
Yeah,
you want
I know what you
creepy,
mean.
you go look at Prairie
Yeah.
Moon. I mean, they're funny and creepy, which is
Okay. Because I like the creepy prim, like even the historical things that look like they were probably stitched by like
creepy people.
a witch.
Creepy stitchers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
Yeah,
the really creepy,
yeah.
like scary looking stuff. That's what I like. I guess that's why I stitch Halloween all the time.
So this is our first meeting of the Virginia, Tidewater, whatever, Virginia Stitchers, and we're here at the Slover Library in Norfolk, Virginia. And we're just having a good time stitching and crocheting and chatting and eating all of the hummingbird macaron.
What'd you think? It was a great afternoon. Oh my goodness, I'm so delighted that we're starting to meet together down here. All right, so I have an FFO. I didn't fully finish it. Many of you have seen in previous videos, I was working on Beth Twist's from Heartstrings Samplery, Thou God Seest Me. And I talked about how important this piece was to me, that the verse meant so much to me, that I knew that this design came straight out of Beth's heart. And so it was a joy to stitch, and I really wanted it framed right. So I contacted my friends Terry and Sherry at Total Framing in Northern Virginia, and we sat down and kind of played with some frames and looked at how some things looked. Yes, that's nice. No, maybe not. And I found a frame that I really loved, and it just still wasn't quite right. And so the girls helped me put a little fillet between the frame and the actual piece, and it's turned out beautifully. So here it is, Thou God Seest Me, framed up. Isn't it beautiful? I absolutely love it. I do have, and the back will show you, I do have museum glass on it, and so that will show you right there. And that'll just help with keeping out the harmful rays, but it's also a lot less glary. You can see some glare, but really when it's hanging on the wall, you can't hardly see glare at all. It's amazing to me. Thrilled to have this piece back home with me and can't wait to hang it on the wall. So then I have a couple of finishes. Last month we went to Mount Vernon and I picked up a couple of charts, one of which was this teeny tiny little miniature heirloom sampler. This one is Mount Vernon sampler. And so it came with everything I needed, the Ada cloth and the needle and the chart and all the threads. And so I just went ahead and thought, I'll just stitch that up really quickly. It's darling. Just isn't it precious? It's so tiny, right? The only change I made was the design actually had the house and the center window absolutely centered on the building. And that's not, when you look at Mount Vernon, when you look at the front of the house, it's not really center. And we talked about that in a previous video. So I just moved it over a tad just to make it more correct architecturally. But here it is, Mount Vernon sampler. When I went to the Virginia Stitchers meetup, I took along with me a couple of things that just needed a few stitches. Because when I go to meetups, particularly the first one, particularly when I knew Amy was coming, I knew that I would not be getting a lot of stitches in. I knew I'd be talking and sharing and giggling and having so much fun. So I just took some things that needed a few stitches. I showed this previously. This is something I worked on at the beginning of spring, and I'm going to show you the chart. It's a free design. So my husband normally says, "Oh, don't show the chart." It's okay. This is a free design, and I've shown it on a previous video. This is Happy Easter from Sub Rosa Designs. And it's a free chart. You can find it online. And I just had a few little stitches to put in it. If you remember, I did it on in the pink 36 count R&R Reproductions linen. And I used the called for threads, but I did not add the Happy Easter in the basket. So I left that out and just left the basket plain, and I love it. I was able to finish it at that meetup, and I'm thrilled with the way it's turned out. It's just so sweet. Probably gonna make a little pillow out of it for next spring. So glad to have that one done. Now, on to whips. I'm just gonna show you one whip today because we have lots to talk about with our little gift away. Oh, remember, that's coming. So it's Plum Street Samplers, Friends of the Heart. Remember, I'm doing this with dearest friends, Donna Wynn, who's already finished, Pat Ryan, who's pretty close to finishing, and Ann Robbins, who is ahead of me, and she's doing it over one. I mean, really. And Andy from Nana's Needles. So let me show you where I am. I have made some progress, so I'm pretty proud of that. Here it is. Suddenly a little fox appeared, and I'm so excited. Hey, Foxy. Sassy little fox. So again, that's Plum Street Samplers, Friends of the Heart. Now, let's talk about some magical arrivals. This community is incredible, and over the last several weeks, as things were happening with Kathy and her family, and I am in an orthotic boot, which has made moving around pretty interesting. Things have arrived at the exact moment when I needed them most. And so I received a package from Cindy's Cross Stitch, and it had this incredibly beautiful Alpha and Omega card with all these lovely scriptures on it. Perfect, exactly what I needed as I was going through this. Inside the package, though, Cindy amazed me. So there's this beautiful little tin box, but the top has a gorgeous three-dimensional clay design. It's colorful. There's a beautiful dragonfly. It's amazing. Such a beautiful little box. I can't wait to maybe put some beads or buttons in here. Also in the box was a little tin that looks like this, and it says Brighton. Well, when I opened it up, because I thought, oh, that's nice, a little tin. No, there's this beautiful stitched bee inside. Cindy, I am thrilled to have something that your hands worked and created. This bee is gorgeous. So it's a little ornament, so the bee there, and on the back has this beautiful bee and honeycomb fabric. It's got this lovely chenille trim on the edge. Just beautifully finished. Cindy, thank you. So then, because She's amazing, and there was still more in the package. Here's a beautiful little Prairie Schooler card. It's a little bee design, precious, and can't wait to do this. Hot chocolate. Isn't it fabulous? Little by little designs, hot chocolate. This is going to be wonderful. When it's 105 outside, I'm going to stitch this and dream of cold, stitchy, cozy winter days. Cindy, thank you so much. You have no idea how much you blessed me with this package. Thank you. Next, Andy had sent me a beautiful card. Andy of Nana's Needles sent me a beautiful little card. Look at that. Isn't that precious, little birds? Friends make your heart sing, the card says. And there's a beautiful note inside, but also these glorious counting pins. Aren't they amazing? So there's a little bee scap and a bee and this lovely, lovely little buzz letters. Andy, this is precious. I love this so much. I'm going to stick them in one of my little bee pin keeps and look at them all the time. Thank you so much. So I also got a beautiful postcard from Lisa, the Silver Stitcher. She contacted me and said, may I have your address? Of course, yes, I will send that to you. So she sent me this beautiful postcard. It says hello, and it's got this lovely bouquet on the front. On the back, there's this glorious, glorious note where she gives me such encouragement and just thanking me for being a part of the community. Lisa, this meant so much to me. Sometimes I wonder, is anybody watching? Does anybody, I don't know. Should I keep doing this? Is this, it started as a way to spread encouragement to others and to be just a kind place on FlossTube. And you've really, you've given me such encouragement. So thank you. Okay, next. Vicki at Stitch and Button sent me a lovely card with a beautiful note inside. Her uncle prints labels. He has a business, and it's Blue Cupboard Primitives LLC. And so he prints these really cool primitive designs, beautiful. And so she said, I've just included that, he sent me a bunch, and I've included some things that I thought you might like. So crabapple jam and corncob jelly and 1894 apple butter and hawthorn berries. How did you know I have 4 hawthorn shrubs? Oh my goodness. This one's beautiful. 1882 pure Alabama honey. Is that gorgeous? Breakfast cocoa. Oh my gosh, I'm loving these. 1882 extra fine sugar. Gorgeous. I love these labels. This one is hickory smoked salt. Put up 1872. Oh my gosh. Okay. Then there are bigger ones. This one is stunning. Look at this. Local honey. Is that not beautiful? This one's perfect. I cook a pot of beans about once a week. So this one's perfect. 1895 dried black-eyed peas. Mercantile Horace A. Brimfield Proprietor. Is that not great? Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh. This one though, this one takes the cake. Vicki, how did you know? Pure honey, 1894. Isn't that beautiful? Now I'm so thrilled that I've shown them to you all, because now I can go and put them to good use. I was trying so hard to follow that FlossTube rule of don't use it till you show it. Now I'm off to use these. Vicki, thank you so much. Again, that was Vicki at Stitch and Button. So amazing. And then Jenny, Long Dog Stitcher, had put on Instagram that she had some seeds to share. And I said, oh yeah, me. So here's a little card. And stapled to the card were forget-me-not seeds and columbine seeds. Salmon Rose Columbine. I'm thrilled. And so she sent along just, put them in the fertile soil and away they'll go. I'm so happy to have something from your garden to mine. This is a great thing. Thank you, Jenny, so much. All right. Whew. Last but not least, magical arrival from Lori at Not Forgotten Farm. So Lori had some new designs out. Here's the first one. Rest Thy Scissors. And this is a beautiful design, just a really cool font that you make a little tray, a little scissor tray out of. I think it's just gorgeous. I think it'd be really cool to find an old frame and then put handles on it and create it that way too. Lots of thrifting out there going on. Anyway, Not Forgotten Farm, Rest Thy Scissors. And I had to have this one, of course, right? Lori, you knew. Pardon the weeds, I'm feeding the bees. All you bee stitchers out there, you better hop on over to Not Forgotten Farm and order this. She's on Etsy. And some of your local needlework stores may have her designs. Mine does. Isn't that glorious? That fat little beekeeper, I love her. Look at her skirt. It's amazing. Can't wait to stitch it. I also wanted to tell you about Lori. Not Forgotten Farm is here in Virginia. It's in Amherst, Virginia. And Lori every year puts on a Gathering of Primitive Friends show. This year it's going to be Saturday, September 15th from 10 to 4. And it's cross-stitch designs and rug hook designs and vendors of all kinds of primitive wares. And Lori's farm shop is open with all of her amazing designs and accessories and wools and tools. Her husband Peter makes the most beautiful things to go with all of your rug hooking needs and punch needle needs. He makes the greatest frame for punch needle. It's amazing. Anyway, so Gathering of Primitive Friends at Not Forgotten Farm, Amherst, Virginia. And again, that's Saturday, September 15th. Okay, wanted to tell you about that because that's a fun thing. I've been once and itching to get back. It was a great afternoon. Let's take a look in my shopping bags, shall we? The first thing I want to talk about is I kitted up Brenda Gervais' Quaker Handiwork. This is a stitch along that I'm going to start with Lynette at Homesteading on the Homefront, Andy of Nana's Needles, Helen D, and so many others are going to be doing this together. And again, it's Brenda Gervais, Quaker Handiwork. And I'll turn it this way so you can see the design a little bit better. I had the chart, but I hadn't kitted it up. And I went to Dying to Stitch the other day and I pulled the floss colors and I really did not like the color of the bird and the berries. They were just too rusty orangey for me. And so I took a look in my Victorian Motto threads. I get the Prim colors and I found a couple of colors that will work. And then I kitted it up the rest of the way. So here it is. I'm going to be stitching it on, pardon me, 36 count. This is Stars Hollow Blend. And they're all the called for colors except for these on the end. And those are Victorian Motto Wine Cellar and Victorian Motto Pressed Rose Petals. And those will be the colors of my bird and the berries, all of those reddish tones. And the rest of the colors are the called for. So I think it's going to look great. What do you think? I can't wait to start it. So that means we're starting on Saturday. So glad I got it kitted up, right? Nothing like waiting until the last minute. I also got you know, the next two in the Farmhouse Christmas series. So it's Dairy Darlin and Grandma's Quilt, and along with the needle minders for each. So there we go. Oh, clicked right together. I also, you all have heard me talk about the candy dish at Dying to Stitch. And it's this 3-tiered basket thing, and they cut fabric to your specifications. If I walk in with Quaker Handiwork and I say, this is the stitch count and I want to do it on 36 count, and they will ask me, do you want a 2-inch border all around? Do you want a 3-inch border all around? And I tell them, and they cut it to that size. I don't have to buy a fat half or any of that business. So they cut it to size. What that means is that they often end up with these end pieces that they can't sell any other way. And so they bundle them up in these little bundles, and they sell them, and they go in the candy dish. And I go in there and I get so excited. You know, this is 36 count creek bed brown. It's one of my favorite colors. I love it. I got a couple of Adas to do the Mr. X Stitch ornament bauble project. Okay. And here's, 36 count mink. I love this color so much. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. 36 count Patriots Brew, which is another favorite. This is a 32 count fancy blue. Amazing, right? So that's what was in my shopping bags. Let's talk gift away, shall we? Your generosity has been so amazing. You have welcomed me into this community, and you've made friends with me, and you've supported me and encouraged me, and I am bowled over by the fact that I have 2,500 plus subscribers to this channel. Thank you so much. To celebrate that milestone, I wanted to do a gift for 2 subscribers, not just one. I wanted to share the wealth a little bit. So let's talk about giveaways. Number 1, you need to be over 18. I'm going to be asking you for your mailing address, and I need you to give that to me so that I can send you your gift. Number 2, do not mention giftaway or giveaway or any of that. There are trolls out there who just look for the giveaways and try to win all of them so that they can resell or barter for something they do want. I want it to go to one of you, my faithful subscribers. And that's the third thing. You need to be a subscriber to my channel. And so those are the basic rules. So what is in the giftaway? Well, I have 2 identical gifts. The first thing it will include, pardon me, is Stacy Nash's December 25th Merry Christmas pin keep. And I chose this because it's got the number 25 right there. And since this is to celebrate my 2,500 subscribers, I thought this would be a really sweet way to do it. So there's this chart. And then each gift will have a $25 gift card to my LNS Dying to Stitch. Now don't get excited. If you don't live here, that's okay. Ann and Pat are more than happy to ship to you whatever you choose. So if you are living far away and if you are chosen as one of the recipients of one of the gifts, all you have to do is when you get your gift card in the mail, call the shop or message the shop and tell them what you're looking for. Your shipping costs will be paid for, so you have $25 to spend on merchandise. Pretty sweet. Also in each of the gifts will be some extra goodies from Flannel Jammies Farm, from my heart to yours. So, how do you enter? Good question. I want you to tell me in the comments below what your favorite thing to do on December 25th is. I know it's hot. I know it's spring and summer for most of us. But since this chart is December 25th, tell me your favorite thing to do on Christmas Day. What do you think? I look forward to hearing your comments. I'm excited to be with you during this time. I'm happy to see so many of you joining this community. It's a joy. It's truly a great community of friends and like-minded stitchers. Don't forget to send your recipes in to stitchandmisfits@gmail.com. That'll be linked below, along with a lot of other information. And I'm so appreciative that you spent your day with me. Thank you so much. Until next time, my friends, I invite you, as always, to be the grace and the kindness that you want to see in our world. Bye-bye.
If I just say the words, is that enough to make them true? If I just say the words, well, you know that I love you. I try to open up my heart so that you can see the truth. If I just say the